Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this week's Wi-Fi Wednesdays. My name is Kevin Z, founder and CEO of My Wi-Fi Networks, and we meet here on Facebook Live each and every week to talk about the latest and greatest in Wi-Fi marketing. As I mentioned, I am going to be getting the new Zoom meeting set up, so those who want to tune in on a different channel, you can soon do it on Zoom, and also we'll be going live on YouTube and the regular Facebook page. So those who are also looking to get notifications on these, you can enable notifications inside the group settings on Facebook. Let me just show you actually where that is, because I've had a lot of questions about people saying, hey, I'm missing some of the announcements you guys are making, so I can show you exactly where you can do that. So what you want to do is go to the Facebook Marketing Experts group. Right over here on the top where you see notifications, click on that and you can see exactly which notifications you want to receive. And you can do that on your mobile phone as well. If you want to receive mobile notifications, you can enable that on your phone. Just say you want to get every post in the group, and you can enable that to make sure you don't miss out. So that being said, I got some pretty cool stuff ready for you guys this week. Just to recap, if you missed the last few sessions, we launched a new global contacts list that allows you to view all of your contacts that have ever connected to your system. You can also organize those with new smart lists. So this is setting things up for the ability very soon to do email blasts or SMS blasts or any kind of manual. I guess it's not really an automation. It's more of like a blast. I mean, we're looking for a word to call it, but it really is just like, hey, right now I want to send all everybody that connected last week, male, female, returning users, new users, whatever your filter is, and then you have that smaller group. You can instantly send an email or an SMS just to those amount of people. It's not an automation. It's more of a trigger. So that's going to be coming soon, but this is really setting the stage for all of that good stuff. We also have a new birthday selector enabled in the system. For those who haven't seen it, it's now a visual birthday selector. What you want to do is enable DOB, or date of birth, inside the email field or an SMS as well. That will show up on both. We also have our platform available now in Portuguese. We have now French, English, Spanish, and Portuguese. So that is obviously huge for those who work in multi-language countries or require the platform for your clients in their own language. So that's now available and live in the system. You can see kind of what it looks like here. So it's everything inside the location center or your sub-user login. Everything is now translated into those languages. We also launched some new annual pricing and a bonus hotspot upgrade package for those who want to upgrade your plans. So those who upgrade to the Connect plan, you'll get 3 free hotspots. Those who upgrade to the Automate annual plan will get 10 free hotspots. And those who upgrade to the Scale annual plan will get 20 free hotspots. As you can see, you also save 26% off the top. Sorry, 36% off the top. So it's a massive discount. Not only do you save 36%, but here you also get a whole bunch of free hardware. So those who are interested in upgrading for the annual plans, make sure you do it soon, because that's when you'll get these free hotspots in addition to saving 36% on your plan. But what I'm most excited this week about is automation testing, and a big thank you to our dev team to hustle to get this done. This has been a big feature. Even though it's a small feature, it's actually a huge feature for a lot of you guys that do automation, that want to get client approval, want to test things out, and really want to figure out how it's going to work and how it's going to feel before you actually go live at a location. So rather than talk to a slide, let me show you guys what's now live in the platform. So let me just hop on into a location here, or an actual dashboard here. So you'll find the updates that we made here in 2 different areas. So first of all, one of the things we added, and I'll do the least exciting part first, even though it's exciting to some of you, it's the ability to send some test data. So this was particularly useful for those who use Integromat, or who use Zapier, or who work with webhooks. So what would happen here is that you would set up a webhook. It's a webhook test, and you would, I'll just show you an example of how I would do it in Zapier. So here I would make a new Zap. And what I'm doing here, you can do this in Zapier, Integromat, or likely those of you who are doing custom integrations will do the same thing. So what you're doing here is creating a webhook. Well, basically it's an endpoint. You want to do a catch hook, so it's basically going to wait for us to post a payload or send some data to this endpoint. An endpoint is just literally a URL. And you can see that over here, Zapier has generated me one. It's a unique endpoint. I will copy that endpoint here. And what happened is, for a lot of you guys who were trying to do this before, you would go this far, and then you would say, okay, I did this, and it would wait, right? It would wait for a guest to actually connect to your network to trigger the automation in order to send the webhook payload in order for Zapier to know exactly what it's going to receive. It has to know what it's going to receive in order to map up the fields where you want to use it. This goes the same with Integromat. This goes the same as any kind of automation tool that you're using that we haven't pre-done, so that we haven't created a template or a pre-fixed automation for. So by doing that, I've generated this. It's waiting for, you see, it's waiting for a payload. So previously, as I mentioned, you would actually have to go get a physical guest connecting. A lot of you guys would set this up in your office first. You'd connect as a test user just to get this done. Now, what you do is you paste your URL right in here. And before you click on proceed, you click on send test payload. What that's going to do is send a test to satisfy this search. And there we go. It just received it a second later. And what it did was it just kind of gave a sample data set of what Zapier is expected to receive. So phone number, first name, last name, client MAC address, gender, campaign ID, number of visits, social network, birthday, location ID, and email. Okay, so now that Zapier knows all this stuff, you can then create an action. So here you could choose, any third-party tool of your choice. Let's say you wanted to, in ActiveCampaign, for example, create or update a contact. You can go ahead and do that. Over here, I'll just use this account for a sample. And now the benefit of sending that test payload is that you actually have things to choose from now. So the catch hook, as you see here, we now have, match up email to email. You can match up first name to first name. And this goes with any integration, not only on Zapier, Integromat, or whatever, but it actually gives you these fields off the top, so you don't have to actually have a user connect to your guest network. You just click test payload, and that's all good. Now you proceed and have that set up. So that is the first cool feature that we recently added. So that is huge for a lot of you, but I think even bigger is the ability to test your automations. So just like sending up a webhook, you kind of want to run things through. You want to make sure everything's good before you turn it on live with the client. What we've done here is allowed you to test any single automation without actually having a user connect or a guest connect to a live network. So here, for example, I will create a new automation. Let's say I want to call this SMS thank you. And I want to put this at any of my locations. And those who don't know, you can select multiple locations here. So if you want to say, I want to send a thank you anytime somebody connects at any of the following locations, you can add a whole bunch of locations here. Same goes with campaigns. So if you want to say, okay, I want people who connect to this campaign and also everyone that connects to this campaign. This is a great way. A lot of you guys ask, how can I duplicate an automation? Well, that's not required because ideally you want to keep the same automation and you want to repurpose that. You can reuse emails or messages that you've done before. That's part of the system that currently exists. But just want you all aware that you can select multiple locations and multiple campaigns. So here I will select this location and let's say all campaigns at that location. And obviously I will set things up. Let's say I want it to be, when users connect real time once. Again, this is just for test, but I want to do a Twilio integration. So I will choose my Twilio app that I've added previously. You want to choose the number that you have in your Twilio account. And here I can write hello first name. So I'll just pull the first name here. Hello first name. Thanks for visiting. So let's say this is an automation that I wanted to send to everybody that connected for the first time. Right away after they connect with SMS, I want to send them another SMS message saying, thanks so much for visiting. Now, a lot of you guys would go ahead and do that. And in order for you to test it, again, you'd have to have a real guest connect to the network. Well, now we've added a little button over here called Test Automation. And what happens there when you click it, you click on Test Automation, you can set the name. So let me create the name be like Kevin Test. Have the email. Here is not important. Here you want to type in a cell phone number. So for example, I'll type in my office number here. I will click on Test Automation. And give me 1 sec to pull that up. And in this case, you can send it to any phone number that can receive automations. So here I'm just going to quickly go to my inbox and show you guys that I sent it to my office line. I was going to pull my cell phone up here, but it's kind of the same thing. And here you can see the received SMS. So, hey, hello, Kevin. Thanks for visiting. This is the exact SMS that I just sent. And that was triggered automatically from our system in real time. So that is very cool. Let me just hop on over here. So that is a test SMS, and I can do the same thing with testing an email. So let's say I wanted to have a new email called thank you email. I can choose the location I want to have it on. And again, this is just for show, so I'll do it in real time, one time, send an email. Here I will do it, tester location. Sender email will be, let's say Kevin at mywifi.io. And my subject is thanks for visiting. Now here's where you can, I mentioned you can create from previous, so instead of cloning emails, you can just start from a previous email, pull back a previous email that you set, and it will clone that into a new email that you can go ahead and edit. So in this case, I have this email that I've opened up, and I have, let's say, hi first name in here with whatever I have as content. Click on proceed. And then now I have this email here. I can go ahead and test that. You want to make sure that with emails, you type in an email that you're actually going to receive it at. So let's say I'll do support, or let's say my email over here. I'll send it to Kevin Test. Go ahead and test this automation. It will actually send the email immediately to my mail account so that I can go ahead, fetch it, check it out, and I see it just come in on my phone over here. It is super fast, so this is a great way for you to test your automations. This will also send test triggers to TripAdvisor, to whatever you're using. So whatever automation you're actually setting up here, MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, it's a chance for you to do an initial payload send that will send that automation automatically in real time as soon as you click test without having to actually have a guest connect. And here I have the email popped open. And yeah, I mean, I can show it to you guys on another screen, but trust me on it, it's here. Let me just show it to you guys because I'm mentioning it, talking about it. So I have the tester location right here and actually hit my inbox, which is awesome. See here, you see the email I just sent. Got to display some images below. See that? Cool. So that is automation testing. It allows you to test any automation directly through this little button over here now. And now that's all live, and I hope you guys use it. I've had this request for quite some time, specifically the webhook payload. So anytime you're setting up a new webhook, in order to kind of pre-populate those fields, allow you to do that with one click. And then now you can also test any automation before you go live with it. Or I find this primarily useful if, let's say, you have a client and you need approval, and you're like, hey, you know, I'm done with your emails and SMS messages. Instead of, you know, taking a screenshot or creating a PDF or however you're currently getting your approval, you can literally click test. You type in their name, their email, their phone number, and they will actually get what a guest would receive if they were to connect. And that is ultimately the best way to demo this to your clients. Cool. So hope you guys use that automation testing and enjoy it. I'm going to update our feedback loop and or a feedback section, so to make sure that we mark this as live, and you guys can check out what else is in the pipeline. We're currently working on all that stuff, and cannot wait to share all that with you. So if you guys have any questions, please chat with support or visit WiFiSupportDesk.com. It's a short, memorable link to our support section. We have everything listed step by step as walkthroughs. So please go check that out. If there's anything we can help with, please also let us know. We are here to help you as always. All right, well, thank you guys so much. I will see you in the Facebook group. Take care and have a great week. Bye-bye.